Welcome back to Cooking with Canines at Old Tavern Farm. So this morning I was talking to my daughter and she was saying that they're fine, but they're running out of snacks, which aren't necessary, but loved. So I thought I would have a little fun today with my fryer. So you're gonna see the top of my head cut off a little bit just because really what I want you to see is what we're doing over here in the fryer. It's going to be a quick video, so hang tough with the egg cutting off here. Quick word about fryer. Fryers are dangerous. Hello. Like that angle. Selfie. Fryers are dangerous, so put the kids behind a chair barrier or something before you get really hot over here. My fryer's on 375. Dogs are settled, so I don't have to worry about them. But one quick thing too about hot oil is don't mix hot oil and water or anything that is liquid. Beer, wine, whiskey, no judgment. Don't mix those. Everything that goes in the fryer needs to be dry. Okay, so with that, I'm going to just show you how to do a quick batch of Puffy Fry Bread. And this is my dough. I made it a little earlier. I'm going to post the recipe on my website later today, but it's basically 2 cups of whole wheat flour, which I made here on the farm, 2 cups of some flour I just happened to have in the cupboard. Then I also put about 1/4 cup of olive oil in with it too, and salt. So I put the tiniest bit of yeast in there, but you don't really need it because really what's doing the work here to puff the bread is the steam that that the heat from the fryer is generating inside the baked product. So I did add about 4 cups of water to that and mixed it in my mixer. But just make whatever bread you like. This works for anything as long as it's nice and dry and tight like this is. Let's see if I can get that lens to focus. Low lens. Oh yes, not an expert. Okay, you get the idea. So I'm going to roll this out. The trick with getting dough to puff up in the oven, on the grill, in the fryer, anything like that, is you want to roll it really thin. So we're talking about 1/8 of an inch thin, if you will. And if it doesn't, it's not a loss because fry bread, please. Gonna be good anyway, right? So this bread, and we're not perfectionists here, we're making snacks, okay? So this bread is super thin. You can almost see through it. I wonder if I could get the light to come through. Well, anyway, you get the idea. It's super thin. We're gonna just lay it right into our fryer. Very carefully. The basket's already dropped, so you're just laying it right into, so if you wanted to do it on the stovetop in a skillet fryer, you could do it. But as you see, it puffs right up, and the steam inside the dough is working to separate those 2 layers. So you're basically, what you have here is a fried pita bread, or pocket bread, some people call them. And I just give that about a minute on this side just to firm up the underside so that when I take my tongs and lift up and over, it's not gonna fall apart. And if it does, just put cheese on it. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to turn that over, just 1 turn. And we've got a nice little pocket forming here. And prior to this, I laid out a tray right here with some cloth on it to absorb. I'm trying to sort of Scrooge my paper towels, if you know what I mean. So this is all the paper towels I have left here on the farm, so which is fine. It's fine. But I just laid a cloth on there. You can use cloth too. We did have cloth before we had paper towels. So, all right, so that's ready. So we're just gonna lift that out. Be very careful if you have to use your fingers. And I'm just gonna hold it up and drain it. Just a little bit. Let the excess oil drip off of it. And then I'm gonna lay it on and it's as easy as that. So I have a couple more dough balls here left. I basically just take my main ball of dough that I made in my mixer earlier, and I just cut little sort of 2-ounce pieces off of it. You don't even need flour for this. You just take your piece of dough and you just roll it out right on your countertop. Once again, the thinner the better. Now, you can use any kind of flour you like. I wouldn't use, I know people are really struggling to find flour right now. I wouldn't use any gluten-free flour if possible, just because there's no structure to hold it together. The reason this stays together is the stretchy stuff in here is called gluten. And that's what people with celiac disease have, that they are allergic to, the protein inside the gluten. So bottom line is use what you have, obviously, but you do have to have some actual flour in there to get it to hold together if you want these pocket breads. Okay? If you don't, just fry it. It's all good. All right, one more. And while that's frying, I'm going to roll out my third piece here. Always mindful of my actions around a deep fat fryer. Always mindful. Whoops, okay, that folded over. So I shouldn't have stuck my hand in there. That was bad. Don't do what I do, just do what I say, okay? So if it folds over, like this one is doing, just take your tongs and sort of jiggle it around. I'm gonna flip mine real quick. Okay, so this one isn't gonna get an actual pocket. It's okay. It's okay, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna top these things with whatever you like. You can make them sweet. In fact, beignets, the famous New Orleans beignets, those sort of fried dough donuts, they are basically made with this method. I've never seen one with whole wheat in it, but I'm sure it exists. Someone's made it somewhere. Guarantee you. All right, so I'm going to take that out. And this one looks really pretty too, actually. Oh, that's hot. Don't put your hands on it, okay? I've been doing this for so long. And see, I just dropped it. Okay, so that's all right. That's all right. Pick it back up. You'll probably drop yours too. Just try not to drop it from a high height and then splash oil on yourself. Just have to be cautious. Fryer oil is no joke, let me tell you. Okay, here's my last one. I'm gonna drop it in there. And it looks like it might puff up nice, because it just, I wish I had one of those overhead mirror things that the professionals have. I'd have a mirror up here and then my angle would shoot up and then down. But someday maybe. Whoops, I got another fold over. Ah! All right, that's all right. Anytime you get these little nooks and crannies and peaks and valleys in this fry bread, it's just a place for all the toppings to stick. And you can eat these plain too. I had my first one this morning for breakfast. It was a little tiny pretend one. It was absolutely delicious. I mean, little salt, whatever you like, salt, Parmesan cheese, anything like that would be fantastic. Okay, so while this one finishes up, I'm going to flip, oh, there we go. Got a little more of a pocket. The pocket on these is not going to be a pocket like you would see in your pita bread, okay? So they're very, very tender, very flaky, just really nice and loose and tender, okay? So don't expect that you'll be able to shove some chicken salad in there and have a sandwich. It won't stand up to that. But we're making snacks, right? Making snacks. So we're going to put this over here, this last one, nice and hot. We're going to turn off our fryer. It will still stay on, but so here you go. Puffy Fry Bread. You can drizzle this with olive oil if you want more oil. You can put cheese on it. You can dip them in honey syrup or maple syrup. Sprinkle bacon bits on there. Really, you can make them savory or sweet. These are basically donuts. So go off and make your own snacks. Enjoy, and let's get through this. Love one another. We're in it together. We can do it. Thank you for visiting.